it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 29 from Delicious Party PreCure, which was one of the most important episodes of this season so far. The power up, Kome, Narcissiru, so many things happening, so let's jump right into it. I felt that the first scene of the episode was so weird, with Narcissiru and the girls leaving the delicious field, only for Narcissiru to create another Ubauzo and for them to create another delicious field. It makes sense. Yes, he needed to capture another Recipipi so that the fight would start. And that first fight was nice. The girls lost very easily, but it had some nice moments with Finale and even Narcissiru getting physical with them, and I really like when he does. And I have to say, Narcissiru was my favorite part of this episode. I really enjoyed him. He was simply incredible. What an incredible villain we are dealing with. From start to finish, he was the MVP of this episode for me. And we had, it was very quick. But the one thing I did not like about this episode was the fact that Narcissiru let the girls go after defeating them. I know, it makes sense for his personality. I understand it. And he wanted the girls to suffer, and he wanted the girls to enjoy the sadness and their incompetence in battle. He wanted them to spend that time enjoying that bad feeling. I understand it, but at the same time, it left a very bitter taste in my mouth. I still feel like the show could have written that differently and created this two-part battle in a different way that would not make Narcissiru say, I'll let you go, I'll beat you later. No. That was the one thing I did not enjoy about this. But he let the girls go, and then we had two moments, one of the girls and one of the villains. Both are very important, so let's start with the girls because, it's about Kome. But first, I think it's about Yui. Yui is the soul of Delicious, and in this episode, it was very clear. The girls and Mari and the mascots, they were all very worried because they could not beat Narcissiru. But there was one person that was completely out of tone with everybody else, who was Yui. Yui was smiling. Yui was happy. Why? Because she was sharing a moment with the girls, and she was eating, which is something she loves doing. But eating for Yui is not simply getting something inside your mouth, chewing, and, it's not. It's a moment. It's an experience. It's a way of bonding. And that is true about eating, and that is true about food for us. Food is not only a means of survival. It's a means of connecting. It's a means of socializing. There are so many emotions involved with eating. And I feel like this is one important part of this because this is very important for Yui, while this is the contrary for Narcissiru, as we kind of saw. So we see the two things happening at this in this episode. And I feel like that scene is very important because it marks the importance of eating for Yui, and for Delicious Party in general, because I feel like the show kind of encompasses her philosophy. And when she does, when she shares food with the girls, the tone changes. And the girls, they start seeing the situation in a different way. And Pom Pom even remembers something about Kome the First. And she says that Kome the First had a lot of energy. But she didn't really specify what that energy was for. And when Pom Pom said it, Mari said that Mari's mentor also mentioned something about the Kome the First. So they didn't really know much about this first Kome. Now I wonder why Pom Pom was feeling nostalgic about Kome in last episode, in last week's episode. I am feeling a little confused about that scene because it didn't really feel like Pom Pom knew a lot about Kome the First. But nonetheless, this could be a key for the girls because this could be something that Kome would help the girls achieve. And there was a funny scene of Komekome getting all Dragon Balled up and trying to raise her energy. It did not work. She got all disappointed and she entered the Heart Cure Watch. And when she was inside there, we had a very touching moment of Pam Pam, Komekome, and Men Men talking. And that scene was very interesting because Komekome and Pam Pam, they kind of got in their heads and they started crying. And look, out of all the characters from the main cast in the show, Men Men is probably the one with the least lines. He is probably the one with the least attention from the show overall. I found that scene super cute because Men Men, he is very relaxed and laid back. So that aspect of his personality helped him see the situation in a calmer way and calm the other two. So I like that because I feel like that was kind of missing from Men Men so far. That was very sweet. And then they all got together and they were ready to help the girls. And then we had the scene of the villains. Secretoru was baffled with Narcissoru's plan, as she should be. That is awful. That is, girl, that's the worst thing ever. And Narcissoru was feeling good about it. Spiritoru was there. No eyes. Don't do that to Spiritoru. I love Spiritoru so much. We could see that Secretoru was super disappointed in Narcissoru. And Narcissoru was not having a care in this world because for him, that was the perfect plan and the girls would not be able to defeat the new Ubaozo. I already forgot the name of the new Ubaozo, but I'm gonna learn this name after a couple of episodes. But then, Narcissoru gets back and attacks the girls. Before we had a scene of Secretoru saying like, if you lose, and then we don't know what she said later, but then later in the episode we got to see, we got to understand. But then we have the fighting scene, the second fighting scene, which was way better than the first one. The girls were having troubles, but they had a plan in the works. They know that what powers this Ubaozo is the delicious stone that Narcissoru has, so they divide themselves into teams. So we have Spicy and Yum Yum fighting the Ubaozo, and Precious and Finale going against Narcissoru. And we have so many nice battle moments, especially between Finale and Narcissoru, which is, I think, gonna keep on happening in the season. And then we have a scene of Black Pepper arriving in the scene to help Precious, and Precious looking very closely at him saying, do I know you? Do I know you from somewhere? And he was like, pay attention to the fight, girl. And then they go back to the fight. And, you know, we have other moments of the fighting scenes, and then we see how the girls are still struggling. And Precious is struggling. Precious almost got defeated by Narcissoru, and Komekome is able to stop him. Komekome almost gets stopped, and the girls help Komekome as well. Everybody helps Komekome, and Komekome is feeling very sad. So here's the thing. We've had 3 episodes centered on Komekome. And we had one episode of Komekome with Amane, one with Komekome and Kobane, and another one with Komekome and Dan. We didn't really have an episode of Komekome with Yui. I mean, they're partners since episode 1, so it wouldn't need, because she doesn't need this connection to Yui because she already has it. But that moment of both of them talking was super good. Because, as I said, Yui is the soul of Delicious, and that scene is another example of that to me. She is the one that was able to raise Komekome's spirit. Yui was having a hard time in the battle, but then after knowing what Komekome was going through, Yui found the power inside of her. Because prior to that, she knew Komekome was working hard to help them and trying to find the energy to power them up. But she did not know that it was making Komekome suffer that much. She just didn't know it. And at that moment, she started noticing that it was very hard for Komekome. And so she started praising Komekome because that's how she feels about it. That is her true feelings. She loves spending time with Komi Komi. She loves eating with her. She loves laughing with her, talking with her, because they spend a lot of time together. But it's not only because of that. They are true friends. And this season has shown it already. And so that scene felt so good and so powerful. That was such a beautiful moment. I really loved it. And that powered Yui up. She gave like this strong punch, and she was able to get closer to the Ubaozo, and that powered up Komi Komi. But, before the powered up Komi Komi, we had so many nice moments of, like, so many fighting moments that were nice. And, I commend this fight. It was good. And then we have Komi Komi actually being able to showcase her big energy, and she shared her energy with the girls, creating the party up style, and the girls were able to defeat the Ubaozo. We also have a nice battle between Black Pepper and Mari versus Narcistoru. Girl, that was so cool. That was so nice. So good. And when Komi Komi got her powers and she powered up the girls, I really felt that it was so nice that we had those little episodes for Komi, because they made this moment so much more powerful than what I was thinking it would be. Because it only worked because we had those moments of Komi with each of the girls, and she treasured those moments. And she gave it her all to grow so that she could be of help to the girls. And she was feeling very sad because all that growth was for nothing. But it wasn't for nothing. All that mattered at the end were the emotions, were the moments and the feelings she gathered living with the girls. And that is what powered them. Their friendship, how much they like each other. That's what powered Kame up, so that she was able to power everybody up as well. So I loved it. The attack itself, there's a reaction to the attack here on the channel if you'd like to watch, but I liked it. It was cool. I didn't love it. I am not crazy about it because I still feel we needed to see the power-ups in their full glory. But, what can we do? And then at the end, we see Narcistoru laughing. We see Narcistoru just, enjoying himself because he noticed he lost. And his loss meant that he could not go back to the Bandu gang hideout. That's what Secretoru told him. And he just lost it. He knew that he was in despair. But it's Narcistoru that we're talking about. And then we have a little flashback of him not being able to enjoy food and not being able to share the moment with the rest of the people that were there. So the memories and the happy moments that you create while you're eating, they were just not present with him. They just don't exist for Narcistoru. Anyways, I still feel like I need to see more, but more of Narcistoru, but the little thing we saw justifies so many things that are happening with him right now, and I absolutely adore it. And then at the end, we see two things going on. We see we see Black Pepper going away and Mari getting Narcistoru down. But before that, we have a very nice scene between Narcistoru and Finale. Finale gets close to Narcistoru, and Narcistoru is ready to tease her, saying, "It's your turn now. You can, throw it all on me. Every bad feeling you have about what I did to you, Gentlu, it's your turn to get revenge." And there is one thing about PreCure, especially villains that turn into cures later. The bad feelings they had, they kind of get left behind, and they simply have to be good and pure feelings and everything. They don't think about getting revenge. They think about purifying and helping. That was not the case with Finale this time. She hesitated. It felt like she was battling inside of her Should I get my revenge now? Should I do something about it? What am I gonna do? It's my turn. I can do something. And Komekome stopped her. Komekome kind of hugged her in her fairy form. She hugged her and Finale remembered that she doesn't need to do it. But there was this hesitation inside of her. And I feel like that can still play into her story in the season. Remembering that Amane right now does not have a plot. So that can be one. I like it a lot. I love it actually. And I love the way Narciso was teasing her. He never really lost his personality. And as I said, I feel like he is the true MVP of this episode. I absolutely love him. What a great villain he is. And his delicious stone was captured by Mari. And so the team has it. But Secretru is ready to put another plan into motion. And Secretru also has a delicious stone. What? What's going on? I am so confused right now. I am super confused right now. And she is with Spirituru. So maybe Spirituru will come back. And I am happy if he comes back. I am happy because he is so lovely. I love Spirituru. And I want to see him again. And I wonder if he's going to have the same personality as he had before. Or if he's going to have a personality that's closer to Secreturu. I think he's going to have the same because the one who programmed him was Narciso, nonetheless. So that's going to be his personality. Oh my god. Is Secreturu finally going to attack? Or is she just going to leave Spirituru attacking for her, at least for a while? I'm curious. Anyways, babies, what did you think about the big episode 29 from Delicious Party PreCure? Next week, the girls and Mari are going to go to Cookingdom and they're going to meet a new character who's a cook fighter as well. And they're also going to take Narciso there to prison, baby. Narciso, what are you going to do? Please don't disappear because we love you, we stand, and we absolutely adore you. Okay, you are the king and we bow and revere you. Girl, I'm just loving Narciso so much after this episode. I am crazy about it. Anyways, what did you think of episode 29? Please leave a comment and let's keep talking in the comment box below. Anyways, babies, taking this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinema channel. If you are a member, thank you very, very much for your support. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching and until next time. Bye bye.